Welcome to the Glass Bottom Boat Tour vlog. We took that through the Norwegian Aqua, but you can book that on your own in Bermuda. So I will show some of that now. People that are going on excursions through Norwegian see people with signs and stuff outside of the ship, so it's pretty easy to find where Excursion is. And it was right out here in Dockyard, and our tickets were in the room, so it's important that you actually bring those because they were in an envelope in the room. It was prepaid for, and when I say the price was only a few dollars different later, that includes the $50 Norwegian credit, which is pretty standard. So we're here now on the Glass Bottom boat. The same exact excursion can be booked on its own. It was just like a few dollars more to do it through Norwegian, so it just felt more secure doing it that way, but I'm excited. So this tour is not accessible. They have 2 flights of stairs, and it's important to note that when you go down to see the Glass Bottom tour, you have to go down the stairs while the boat is moving. It's not super steady, but the staff was super great. Shout out to Selena for giving me the encouragement to go down, because at first I was going to stay up because it really wasn't that sturdy, but she was super helpful in getting me down the stairs. Not only is the tour super informative with facts, as you'll hear in a second, the staff has a lot of jokes too. My camera's picking up a lot of wind, but it's not quite this loud on board. He's mainly talking about all the safety precautions and how they have 2 life jackets per every person.
We also have oxygen, first aid, and fire extinguishers on board, but we're not going to be using any of that. It's kind of like an etiquette for you guys. Give you an idea of how exciting they are. They claim to have the smallest drawbridge in the world. It's an 18-inch plank of wood that goes across the road. That's it. It's just wide enough to fit the mast of a sailboat. Back before you had the rigging coming off the mast, what they would do is get a crew member to jump up on the bridge, take the plank out, walk the mast through.
These are some military bases that got shut down because they wanted to look busy, so they were just like driving around or flying airplanes around to waste fuel and just playing golf all day, but they look really pretty for military bases.
Insurance and reinsurance. We are the reinsurance capital of the world. Give you an idea of how big it is. 2 years ago, there was $21 billion in the world made in reinsurance. 19 of the 21 was made in Bermuda. Here, this is the Mangrove Bay. Mangrove Bay, definitely one of the prettier parts of the island. Now, this area here is usually where I tell people to look out for turtles. But we've seen more on the other side, so we'll have a look. But these turtles here, the majority of the turtles that you're going to get here in Bermuda, they're going to be the green sea turtle. It's a cool movie to go back and watch too, because all the outer water footage was shot here in Bermuda. Well, a lot of the stuff you see in that movie is still around to this day. Now, Teddy's biggest claim to fame, though, up until Mel Fisher found the wreck of the Etosha, Teddy Tucker has the highest treasure find in the world. Part of that treasure find was the most expensive piece of jewelry ever found by a treasure hunter. That was the Emerald Cross, with the Tucker Cross. Just seen around the brochure in the aquarium in the ABI. Now these places we're going past here, there's actually a hotel. That is one of 2 5-star hotels we have here in Bermuda. It's called Cambridge Beaches. You get a hotel room on the other side, starts at $800 a night. Or you get one of these standalone cottages that comes with your own pool, your own cook, and your own butler for up to $3,000 a night. There's only about 10,000 left in the world. Bermuda and the Sargasso Sea are the only 2 places that you'll find these birds. Bermuda's the only landmass that these birds will come to. They come here in the spring. The first day of spring is marked by the first sighting of a longtail. That's what we go by. And we love them here because when they come in and they kick a pesky little creature out of our skies. You guys know that's anything missing? Seagulls. David Bowie, yeah, that's David Bowie's old house over there. And then right up.
Here's a closer look at David Bowie's old house. In total, the tour is an hour and a half long. I'd estimate it's a half hour there, half hour back, and then a half hour looking at the glass bottom. So now it's time for me to go downstairs, and here's a view downstairs. I got to sit on the bench. There was one side with benches and then another side where people could stand. And here's a look at the bar here. After the tour guide gave her talk, people could get a drink. One was included, alcohol or just like water or whatever. This was one of 3 places Pam tried a rum swizzle, the most famous drink in Bermuda. Watch the food vlog to find out where was her favorite by far.
Someone decided to refloat her, bring her out to the western shipping channels where we are right now. Sinkers, as you will lie along the bottom, have blocked this channel. So those enemy vessels, they couldn't do a sneak attack on the dockyard. Sounds like a pretty good plan, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, that didn't quite work out either. I think the person that was in charge of the dynamite, they had a few more rum swizzles the night before than they should have. Because they ended up packing all the dynamite smack dead in the middle. They blew a 30-foot gap in this 160-foot vessel. So the stern, it went one way and it sunk completely, but we're just kind of skirting over now. You guys are going to see the back of the boat right here. And the front of the boat, it went the opposite way. It actually rested itself on a natural coral reef system. So she was deemed Bermuda's biggest failure. But in my opinion, it's not entirely true. I mean, she does make for a pretty good glass bottom tour there, right? Now you guys see how there's tons of corals growing on top of the shipwreck? Now this is because iron promotes coral growth by about 3 to 5 times faster. Now she was sunk right here 130 years ago in 1896. This means that some of these corals are double the size in just half the amount of time. So, perfect squares, circles, straight lines. These are going to be the hatches, the portholes, and the sides of the boat. You guys see that hatch right there? Look at that. That rectangle coming to you guys on the other side now, that's a hatch, alright? Those big circles are going to be the portholes, and then where it just drops off into deeper blue water, that's going to be the side of the boat. Now, you guys see this flat area that we're on top of now? This is the intact top deck of the shipwreck, alright? There you go, that's that drop off right there. So that's how you know that's the side of the shipwreck, alright? You only see that stripe when they're hunting, which is predominantly at night. And the other type of snapper has a yellow tail. So we call it yellowtail snapper, yeah. So we're going to see Bermuda's most aggressive fish. This fish, not scared of people, so they will come up to you while you're swimming. We call them the sergeant majors. They have black and yellow stripes. You guys seen that striped fish yet? Now they do change color, so some of them will look black and white like a zebra, or even blue and black. Either way, if you see the stripes all over the body, you know those are the sergeant majors. They only grow to about 3 inches long, and they have no teeth. Yet, they're Bermuda's most aggressive fish. Yeah, it's always the little ones you gotta watch out for, okay?
Since I only showed one part of the steps and there was another to get down to the glass bottom, I just stayed in the glass bottom for the way back because I didn't find it too hot. It was an interesting spot to see sea turtles and things like that. I did see one, but I didn't catch it. I'll show where when they went upstairs, Evie and Pam did catch one. But it was cool to see the other tour boats. This was like a snorkel tour boat right there, and then you'll eventually see people on jet skis and things like that. Coming up is the Shipwreck from the 1800s that was mentioned earlier. And here's where you'll see the sea turtle if you look closely.
Alright, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed.
Everyone else went back upstairs on the chairs, but it was nice seeing both sides of the ship to get different angles of what we saw on the way there. I'll give some final thoughts as we head back to the Norwegian Aqua, but I do want to say getting on this boat itself was not hard. They parked it right up to basically the curb right there. So there weren't any steps that I remember. It was just steps within the ship. So you do have to go on some. The tour was super interesting. Like, there was so much that I can't even remember. I'm going to show some information now about a movie that was made. It's called The Deep. It is a fictional story, but it's based on the real life story of Teddy Tucker, and it was filmed in Bermuda. It was really interesting to hear this story. You'll have to look into more of it, or just go on the tour to hear it. This jewel that was found, but if you find something in Bermuda, you have to let the government buy it off you, and they don't even have to give you money. But then when someone saw it in a museum or something, it was super light, so someone switched it out. So that was like giving me like Isabella Gardner Museum vibes, and I'm from Boston, so I like those type of heist stories. Why does the Bermuda government get to own everything that you find? That's, I don't know, that's a question up for debate about how ethical or whatever that is, but it was super interesting to hear that story. We got to see like David Bowie's old house, which was cool, and I got to learn more about the Bermuda Triangle. So this exact tour is at night with like more of a Bermuda Triangle theme and like spookiness and stuff. But fun fact about the Bermuda Triangle, we asked Selena and she said it's all marketing because the Bermuda Triangle is actually Bermuda, Miami, and Puerto Rico. So it's a huge area, but like the myth of it all, or I don't know, myth, whatever, makes it sound like it's just a small part of Bermuda. Because like I was downstairs and I just like, when Pam was getting a drink with Selena, I'm like, can you ask about the Bermuda Triangle? Because I was like, why didn't they mention like we're going to the Bermuda Triangle? But like the whole thing is the Bermuda Triangle, and the Bermuda Triangle is huge. Like I kept thinking it was just like one area of the ocean in Bermuda. And seeing the shipwreck was cool as well, so it would be kind of interesting how they kind of frame that at night. I would definitely go again to do the night version because it was really fun and the staff were great. So I highly recommend going on this cruise. I did ask if I could just go downstairs in the beginning just for like easier accessibility, but they said it gets super hot down there. Which I did notice when I was down there, but I guess just for the full ride it would be really hot, so that is just something to keep in mind. If you enjoyed this vlog, give it a like, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe if you want to see more of my trip in Bermuda on the Norwegian Aqua. I'll give accessibility tidbits of the ship because I use a mobility scooter normally, as well as talking about the activities, food, and more, and subscribe if you want to check out more of my videos of accessibility reviews of places I travel, or check out some of the videos I already have up of other cruises. Okay, thanks for watching.